Hey everyone, Denise here from Sewlimitless, and in today's video I'm going to do a little tutorial. I started this actually as a tutorial for myself because I'm making these plaid pants, and it's from the October, I guess that's how you say it, magazine. I love the pants. They're sort of a wide leg pant here, and there are certain things that they really don't tell you how to do that I needed to know. So I had to look up some other information in order to know how to put in slant pockets, because it's been a while since I've done that kind of thing. You all might need some of that information as well. So I just decided to film this. I'm just showing you this information. So clips of me putting this together and talking through what I've done and what I'm about to do. So I hope you enjoy the video. So the first thing for inserting slant pockets on a pair of pants, I've got the pocket facing, which was my pattern piece here. I've already done the muslin, and that's what I actually used for my pattern pieces. So this is the lining piece. This is the pocket facing. So I've got this right sides with the front of each pants front, and on the back of the slant I did put a little piece of interfacing. They tell you that that's a good idea just to kind of stabilize it a bit. So I've done that, and so now I'm going to stitch this. I believe I'm using about a 1/2 inch seam allowance for these, because there are no seam allowances included with these pattern pieces, which is why I'm actually using the muslin pieces, because I did have to add in seam allowance in order to cut out the muslin to check the fit. What I will do right now is stitch down here, stitch the front on each of the pattern pieces of the front pants, stitch the lining pocket facing to the front. Now I am going to press this flat. This is the facing here that I just stitched. Now I'm going to press this flat on each front piece. Now I'm going to take the pocket piece. This is the right side, and the right side of the facing. I'm going to turn this over. I put an X on the wrong side of the plaid fabric just so I would know front and back, or right side, wrong side. And I'm going to stitch this piece to the facing. Before I stitch this, I've pinned it here, and just so you know, anytime I'm not sure of how something is supposed to be sewn, if I want to make sure, I will basically pin baste it, and then I can flip this and see that it looks like that's how it's supposed to be when it's done. So that's a little tip for you. Also, the instructions that I'm using tell you to start at the hip, or start at the waist, I'm sorry, and finish at the hip when you are putting in these pocket pieces. So also, that's another thing I wanted to let you know. So now this is attached. This pink thread here, this is the part of the pocket that will stick out, basically. This is the slanted part, or the part that you're going to see when you attach your pocket to the front. So now that this is attached, you can see this will kind of look like this when it's all said and done. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Next, what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to press this down a little bit. And then, because this is the pocket, it's just open, I'm going to press this down and then top stitch. Now, after I've done the top stitching on both, and then I also just machine basted this down, the pocket pieces down across the top and the hip section here. Next is carefully finishing off the raw edge of the pocket piece. I'll do that over on the serge. All right, so this is done. I did serge around the pocket, and I just put a little fray check on each end of that. Not too terrible of a job on the pattern matching. One side is always better than the other. It's a little off, but that's how it goes. So anyway, on to the next step. Just keep in mind, if you're going to use a pattern like this, especially the European patterns, or magazine patterns, there's not a lot of detail. And so you may spend a little bit more time going into other resources, whether it's YouTube or blog posts, whatever, learn how to do certain steps like I had to do with doing these slanted pockets. That's why I actually tried to find another resource. So that's it. And yeah. Okay, so you saw the pants front with the slant pocket, but just be aware that you may have to use additional resources, whether it's YouTube or finding a blog post, where if there's a technique or something like I did with these slant pockets, if there's something that you're not familiar with or you're just used to reading the instructions, you're really not going to get that kind of thing in these instructions. It just kind of tells you to do it, but it doesn't tell you how in the magazine. Now, they do have an online resource on their website where they have several tutorials. That's why I just went online, found a simple tutorial and went through it step by step. And then that's actually also the reason I wanted to do my own tutorial, because doing it slow and doing this process will hopefully help me to remember how to do it if I have this situation again. So I just wanted you to be aware that it may take you a bit more time to construct a garment. Thank you all for watching. If you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments if you all have ever used like a Berta Style magazine or the October magazine or whatever. Let me know if you all have ever made something using one of those patterns. And hit the subscribe button if you are so inclined, and also the notification bell. That way you will not miss when the next time I upload a video. This, in all honesty, this is something that I did really quick because I just wanted this information for myself. I decided to make it into a video. I hope it's understandable. If you have any questions or anything, of course, just let me know down in the comments below, because I really honestly was not planning on doing this as a video and wasn't planning on being on camera, but here I am. So I will, I'll be checking down in the comments for any questions or anything. And I thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.